This is Sunbelt Conference Baseball on ESPN Plus, where today, from Tomlinson Stadium in Jonesboro, Arkansas, we've got Game 3 of a season opening weekend series between the Red Wolves and Sea Wolves as A-State and Stony Brook gets set to wrap up this set. Swing and a miss, and that is a quick first inning of work for Dylan Farley as he mows through the Sea Wolves in order. The 0-2 to Quiller is hit up the middle. A couple of bounces.
It's trouble.
Yeah, for the shortstop, and you didn't have time to bobble it if you're Aiden Coffey over there.
You're never going to get him, Ashton Quiller. So you really have to take some chances that you wouldn't ordinarily take. Already established himself like Lane Walton.
And he stays hot, going the other way for a base hit in the first 2 runs.
At this point, you know, I suspect that Mike Silva's going to play for big innings today.
And then Inkskov gets hit, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Arkansas State.
We're just trying to give her one run and get out of here.
And that one's going to bring in a run as it goes back to the screen, and here comes Quiller to put A-State on top. And it's now 2-0 to Griffiths with second and third, nobody out. And he hits it past the third baseman into left field for a hit. Walton's going to score. They'll hold Inkskov up at third with nobody out, and runners are at the corners with A-State on top 2-0. Your umpiring crew. The 1-1, and that hit it.
Wow.
And so now the bases are loaded again with nobody out.
He's throwing a palm ball changeup, holding on to it too long. Obviously, if you're going to get hit in the leg.
With the bases loaded and nobody out, and he walked it. So now we've seen 3 hits, now 2 batters, and a bases hit 2 hit batters and a bases loaded walk.
You only have 1 or 2 guys that can typically get hot in a hurry. So you got, you know, kind of your emergency guys to get in the bullpen.
And then to sort of compound issues for the Sea Wolves, they get a double play ball and don't turn it. So 1 run's going to score. It's 4-0 A-State. First pitch to Martinez, bounces up there and gets away, and here's going to come another run across as Cook scores, and it's 5-0 Red Wolves. Martinez grounds it down the line at third.
That ball's wet.
And it gets to first on a couple of hops, so Schaefer's throw dug out by the first baseman Carson, and they're 2 away. And he hits it over to third. Schaefer eats it up, and the throw that time got away, and it's going to allow a run to score.
You can really tell that's a little bit in their head as far as whether or not that ball is going to come to me wet.
They're at the corners for Walton, and he hits a scorcher at the first baseman. What a snag by Carson, and even an out by Walton is eye-popping, but so was the first for the Red Wolves. They get 6 runs on 4 hits. Big start for A-State. Wasn't, and it's a strikeout for Farley, so gives up the walk and nothing else. He struck out 3. The 2-2 is hit up the middle and out of the reach of Pilla at second base, and it's a leadoff hit for Patrick Inkskov. That ball is pulled past the third baseman and into left field for a base hit. Inkskov is going to hold up at third as Griffith slides in with a double, and first 2 are on here in the top of the bottom of the second.
He finally threw a fastball.
He did, and it's hit out towards center field. That is one heck of a catch by the center fielder Zamperone to save probably a couple of runs, but A-State does get a sacrifice fly from cross jumper to make it 7-0.
Getting into the outfield to score that run from third base. You know, no question on the tag at third, but I was kind of watching the second base tag here to see if Evan Griffiths left early, because those are one of the hard ones to tell whether or not when he catches the baseball when it's that close to the ground.
There he goes. The 2-2 is hit up the middle.
That's why you send him right there.
But it was still turned anyway. That's a heck of a play by the second baseman, Pilla. We'll give you another look at that one when we come back. So Stony Brook works itself out of another potential big inning.
Yeah, that was a huge hit for them.
Chops this one over toward Walton again, and we got away with the flip there. And there are 2 down.
Bounces, those short bounces right there are so much more predictable than on dirt. That ball's hit well.
It is hit well off the bat of Schaefer, and it's 1 hops off the wall in the gap in left center field. Stony Brook has its first hit. It's a 2-out double from James Schaefer. This one is going to stay fair.
Oh, that ball's
Farley,
gonna spin.
yeah, that's wasn't anything you could do about that one. Now the 0-2 pitch is hit on the ground, and that is going to get stopped by Walton. Wasn't able to get enough on the throw. Jackson picks up an RBI base hit, and Stony Brook's on the board.
Has really given up some very soft contact. Only Schaefer's really the one that's put a charge into it. And they've just happened to find some locations on the field to be able to move the defensive players around, grab a couple of hits here and there.
Throws, he went deep in the hole. There's another one. This time Farley is able to field it and get that 3rd out of the inning, but not before Stony Brook gets on the board. They pick up 3 hits, play to run. Don't blame them. The 2-2 is then hit on a line at the 3rd baseman, Schaefer, who grabs it for out number 1. Swing and a miss, so Riley Bridges sets A-State down in order. 3-2 pitch is hit out to left. Yeah, it's going to carry out of here. Matter of fact, it's going to go all the way over the bullpen, and he rides the wind out for a home run. It's 7-2.
Yeah, that was a really nice job of, fastball go the other way, and anything off speed, you take it and you pull it. And great job of keeping his hands back and not committing. That's a changeup. It's low in the strike zone. Little slider hangs right there, keeps his hands back, puts the ball in the air, and that, anything hit like that right there is going to carry out of here today with this win.
His first time up, and now they've got him. Yeah. Let's see if A-State can pull off the out. They do, as they cut down the runner on the bases, and that'll do it for Stony Brook here in the 4th. So Farley gave up a couple of hits, including the home run, the 2-out single. Goes for naught because of that pickoff. And A-State now up 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's one way to keep him from hitting a home run. Where did that hit him? Where did that hit him? Brad, where did that ball?
This is a glance.
Where did
flesh wound?
Oh, that hit his shield, his elbow shield. It's hit well.
Ingskov hits that toward the gap, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Walton is going to come all the way around to score on an RBI double for Patrick Ingskov, and it's 8-2 Red Wolves.
Scores Walton from first base. That's a nice job of base running there, reading that. He sees the center fielder's not going to be able to get to that ball, and he takes off, scores easily.
So Ingskov's been on base 3 times. Another 3-2.
Oh,
and
nice
it's low.
Yeah,
it's a big time at bat for Cook.
Wow.
It's now the 4th time today that Arkansas State's had the bases loaded, nobody out. The 0-1 is hit into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to hold up the runner Griffiths. It's an RBI base hit for Aiden Houseworth, and the bases stay loaded with 1 out. It's now 9-2 Red Wolves. The 1-1 is popped up. This could be trouble too. The shortstop is who ends up coming over to make the grab, and that'll do it. So Stony Brook again kind of fights off the ropes, but A-State does score a couple.
Oh,
swing
nice pitch.
And a miss.
Nice pitch.
You see the reaction from Dylan Farley. He gives up a leadoff triple and then strikes out what were likely his final 3 batters of the day. There he goes. The pitch is taken for a ball, and
nice throw.
He is cut down by Zepek, who gets Ingskov trying to steal second.
There's a slider. Oh, nice piece of hitting there.
Sure was. Well done by Pillow. Kept that fair down the left field line, and he'll have himself a 1-out double here in the 6th.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tate loses that slider up in the zone.
Collins looks back at the runner, brings it home. That's up the middle and over the head of Lane Walton into center field for a base hit. Pilla's going to have to hold up because they got hung out there not knowing if Walton was going to pull that down or not. And they're at the corners with one out. And Gale hits that into left field for a base hit to play to run. So Pilla will come around to score 3 straight hits for Stony Brook, and it's a 9-3 A-State advantage.
Able to get the bat hat out. It's a nice swing there. Anticipating a lot of fastballs here because you've seen a lot of fastballs over the last 2 at-bats. Gets the first fastball he's looking for. Little run to his fastball. Could pick up a double play here.
And there's a big hop over to Inkskov to second for 1. The turn is not in time. Such a high hop off the, he chopped it, but high hop took it a minute to get over to Inkskov. They don't get the double play. There goes the runner. The pitch is hit in the air to right. Coming in, Griffiths has it, and that'll do it for Stony Brook here in the 6th. They strand a couple of runners. Seawolves have left 6. They do play to run. And then he looks at the next one in for a called strike 3. Menino fired up. That young fella excited for good reason. He just worked a 1-2-3 frame. This is hit in the air toward right center. Griffiths.
Wow.
Called off Quiller, and let's just say, and Quiller came in and made the catch anyway. Back in the 3rd. He hits this one the other way in the air to left center. Cross jumper. Gets under it and grabs it for out number 2. The 1-0 is hit on the ground left side. Inkskov charges, fields, and throws. And Ryan Ashford comes in and retires the 2 batters he faces. He got what he wanted, 2-0. Let's see if he does on 3-1. And he takes another cut at it, and this one does not have to worry about the foul pole. It's over the scoreboard for a solo shot. Hausworth leads off the 7th with a blast.
Wow, there's not many times to where you get do-overs. That 2-0 fastball that he planted in foul territory, he absolutely got the same pitch, just a little longer, a little bit more patient in being able to hit that ball completely over the scoreboard. Is barking back at the pitcher, and they may have a conversation or a warning here.
Oh, that's probably what that conversation, just if you saw on the screen, maybe what Stony Brook didn't like. We'll see if anything happens.
Right after this point right here. Yeah, there's some conversation between the 2 of them.
You played this game in a day to where as Martinez is going to hit one out. That's out of here too. It's 11-3. Woo!
Yeah, hanging slider. That ball's up in his eyes. And, inter-squad game, Derek Martinez just a few days ago, I was watching him bat against his own teammates, and it was another hanging slider, and he did the same thing to it in the inter-squad game. This kid's another one of these players, comes in to play first base, and he's a 6'4", 215 kid, and has lots of power, has some holes in his swing, but when he puts a charge into a baseball, he's another kid that can threaten the fence, and that's a hanging slider there right in the eyes, and that's just a gift right there, and he hits all of that ball.
Well, I was going to say, in the day, if you didn't like Hausworth's celebration, Martinez wouldn't have homered because he would have more than
on first base. That's right. So, I mean, I don't know.
And Quiller hits this one a ton over the left field bullpen. 3rd solo home run of the inning for Arkansas State, and it's now 12-3.
Wow. I mean, we talked about Ashton Quiller kind of changing his approach of being that leadoff table setter guy, but at some point in the game, being a leadoff hitter, you're like, hey, maybe I can get in on the action a little bit. He gets the ball, he can handle the inside part of the plate. 1 out, not really a table-setting opportunity, and puts an absolute charge into it to left field. So he gets to join the home run party here now, which is a little different thought process.
One shortstop retires another, and A-State won't get to a 10-run lead in the 7th, but they are up by 9 after not 1, not 2, but 3 big solo home runs, and it's 12-3 Red Wolves.
Well, I'm a believer now, because I don't know, how much ground's crew, but I mean, to be able to play baseball, that's awesome.
So the top of the 8th starts with a pinch hitter. And now this ball is hit hard out to the left. Cross jumper looks up, and that's off the wall and out of here for a 2-run homer by Vianney, who goes the other way to make it 12-5.
Brad, that's an outstanding piece of hitting there. Lefty, and he stays back. You know, he did a good job, a couple of pitches there, spoiling a couple of pitches, kept his hands back, but I definitely think that's probably one of those balls that kind of floated out of here with the tailwind.
Give him credit for finding out for going the other way, and then yeah, and it was right with the wind, and it goes off the top of the wall. You'll see.
There it is.
Yep.
We've seen Jelly look, I mean, since the last season, looks great right there.
There's a ball hit up the middle, fielded by Patrick Inkskov.
So that's the reason why, you know, don't be, you know, go after him 2-2.
Grounded over to Walton. He'll field and throw, and that'll do it for Stony Brook here in the 8th. Vanderlei does his job, but Seawolf's got a couple. 12-5 Red Bulls. They'll come back here for a weekend with Eastern Illinois on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Cook hits this in the air to center field. Matthew Wright grabs it for out number 1. And he hits a one-hopper to the second baseman. Chance to turn 2. And the Seawolves do exactly that. And I think that is how the game is going to come to a close. We're talking about it. Let's see the conversation. The head coaches are coming out to meet. So this is the ball game as the travel curfew will kick in, and this game has gone final on that double play, but Arkansas State gets the win 12-5.